Hello. Today is May 20th, 2024. Hope you are well. So, today we're going to talk about love and judgment. Again. So, it feels like the time has come for us to put our money where our mouths are. Remember that saying, put your money where your mouth is? It's talk is cheap. That's what that means. And it's all well and good to talk about love. And it's also well and good to extend love. But now we've even crossed over that threshold to it's not just well and good anymore. It's got to be the way we live for those of us who resonate with this. We've had some good practice. We've had some situations in which to apply the things that we've been learning along the way over the years, circumstances that we've found ourselves in and saying, I want to kill this person, so to speak. Okay, we're not condoning violence. However, we've come a long way from the days of giving a person a piece of our mind just because they deserve it. You know what? They shouldn't have been talking smack. So now here I go. That was a minute ago where we used to react. And we know that reacting is just basically reacting. It is whatever that energy that was kind of thrown in our direction, instead of it bouncing off of us, we acted it out again. And maybe it didn't look exactly the way it did when it came at us, but it's the same energy. We absorbed it, and then we molded it into some snarky comment or something. And we did our thing, right? We reacted. And we just kept adding fuel to the fires. And how did that work for us? That didn't really work out too well. That usually didn't end in some kind of a resolution or coming together with the other person. Yeah, so we understand that that's not the way. That's not the way anymore. That hasn't been the way for a long time. But now, at 3 minutes and 20 seconds in, we're here where it doesn't matter who, what, where, when, why, or how. Love. Respond with love. Does that mean warm and fuzzy feeling? Nope. It absolutely doesn't mean a warm and fuzzy feeling. And that's when it's the most necessary. What did Jesus say? It's easy to love the people who love you, to be generous and kind and giving and compassionate to the people in your crew. What about the people who don't treat you so well? People who disrespect you or just always seem to be itching for a fight or something. What about those people? And people also mistake the words to love your enemies. We're not talking about a warm and fuzzy feeling here, folks. We're talking about, okay, our knee-jerk reaction has been what it has been, which is like, all right, you asked for it, here I go. And we don't do that anymore because we understand love is not, again, for the third time, it's not that. Love is, you know what? I'm rising above it. And not for you necessarily, other person, who I really, really, something in me still wants to haul off and, we're working on it. But no, we are becoming like that strong tree, that big tree that's got big old fat roots. You ever seen these trees and the roots are just like, have you ever been walking down a sidewalk and then the sidewalk has a hill for some reason? All of a sudden you're like, oh, there's a big ass tree over there and its roots are literally pushing the concrete up, you know? So that's what we're trying to become here now. That's what we are becoming. And when the rain or the snow or the sleet or the hail or the windstorm or whatever happens, that tree is immovable, right? And so regardless of how other people come at us, just be that tree. But that's not easy, but that's where we're at for those of you who resonate with this. I think that's where a lot of people are finding themselves now. It's like we've kind of, the word graduated is coming, but it doesn't, I have to just say graduated because that's the word that's coming. Gotten to this point, and it's not a graduation like pat yourself on the back, you know, time to have a big head about yourself. No, it just means, okay, guess what? Get ready, because it always means, graduating always means, okay, now it's time to really, really roll up your sleeves, because what's coming around the pike now, you needed preparation for what's waiting up ahead. Not to scare anybody, but that's just always leveling up, so that we will be, not so we could be scared, but so that we will be good and ready to meet whatever it is that we cannot know today will be showing up tomorrow. And the thing about love is it squashes the thing. And so what does that look like practically? It looks like when it's just your buttons are being pushed, like, ordinarily, these are people that, well, I mean, it could be strangers, but at this point, that's something that's really going on deep inside of us. If a stranger is able to rile us up and get us all emotional, a person we don't know, that's a whole other thing. But ordinarily, people who know us, and, like we said, maybe they just get a little itch to release something that going on in them. And this has been their way. It's like when I feel like, you just kind of pick a little fight somewhere and then all right. Maybe that's how we used to get on. Instead of facing whatever the thing is and just saying, okay, this big old elephant right in the room, this is what I'm dealing with and this is what I have to face. Instead of doing that, sometimes we get easily irritated. We're irritable because we're not dealing with stuff. And so first thing that comes along, we chop somebody's head off. And they're like, gee whiz, what the hell just happened, right? So we know. But now, when we're in that situation and somebody's kind of coming at us like that, we got to squash it. And like we said, in a practical way, which might look like kissing somebody's, but it's not, because we know what we're doing. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Nobody's inside of our mind and our hearts. Nobody understands who's not in us dealing with situations. To onlookers, they might have a clue. They might not have a clue, and they don't need to have a clue. It's not really other people's business what our spiritual journey is, so to speak, and how we are confronting the lessons that are coming up for us in any event. So, you know what? Trying to win fights, that's yesterday. There's no winner. When you fight with somebody and all this energy that you're losing your energy, you're losing your control, that's yesterday. We're not even about that anymore, okay? You're not going to win a fight. There's no such thing, We're expending energy. Spirit's not behind that at all. And, get ourselves all riled up over whatever. Everybody's got lots on their plate right now. And sometimes that makes it easier for us to just be like, you know what? I didn't think about it that way. I see what you mean. And just bite the bullet, baby. You just swallow your pride. Whatever other expression you can come up with, let them win. Okay? That's what we're saying. Because you're not gonna win. And it's stupid. Sorry. I don't like that word. But it is. Because now we know. Now we know that all we're doing is giving up our control. We're giving up our power. For what? For a second of release? Because we have so much pride. Nobody ain't gonna talk to me like that. I'm gonna put her in her place. I'm gonna let him know what I think. Why? What did you prove? Nothing. How far did you get? Not very far. All right? So we know what we're doing now. And we understand how energy works, right? Energy, we are creative beings. We have said this before. We are all creative beings. However we're feeling, we're going to create more of that. If somebody's in a shitty mood, guess what they're going to be creating? And if you are the first thing that person looks at when they walk in the room, guess what? Time to play ball or not. And we don't have to. You say, you know what? I want to hold on to the power that I have, the control that I have over the things that I say and do, the way I respond, the way I behave, even thoughts. All right? It starts with thoughts. It always starts with thoughts. To realize when somebody opens their mouth and starts spewing out all this greenish poison, to realize, okay, that's coming from within. How crappy they must feel. Okay? It's not a cop-out. That's reality. The last time you talked to somebody in a not nice way, was it because you were feeling good? Probably not. Okay? So we just extend that. Say, okay, that is coming from a place of feeling not so great. Okay? Let them win. Quote, win. Right? And it just, what you did right there, you just pulled out your little fire extinguisher and there it went. Moving right along now. And so what? So we have to swallow our pride if we still sometimes have that knee-jerk reaction where, so what? Swallow your pride. All right? It's worth it. All right? To hold on to your energy. Our energy is so precious. All right? We're going to have another one coming up here talking about our energy must be precious. We're going to do another one about that. And we see how divisive the system is around us. And what is it doing? People say, oh, it's money, it's power, it's this or that. You know what? It's to take our energy. Sorry, I hate to get all Matrix on you, but that's the thing. That's what we have. Why expend so? I'm not even going to talk about it now. That'll be a whole other one, but that's the thing right now, people. Okay? That's the thing we have power over. We have no control whatsoever of what this institution is going to do and this government and this, that, and the other thing, and the person standing right in front of us. We really don't have control over them unless they allow it, as we just described. All right? And maybe they're in a position where they just, it's like, whatever, fine. But they are still allowing it. All right? The only thing we have power over is ourselves, people. Right? That's the hand we've all been dealt. Is that no matter what shitty cards you're holding in your hand, it's in your power to do whatever you're going to do, to say what you're going to say, to think the way you're going to think. That's always up to you. We can never, ever, ever blame another person for the choices that we make. Okay. And again, we're not talking about, okay, really horrific situations we're not even getting into that. We're saying, generally speaking, universally speaking here, we are responsible for the choices that we make. No one else is. Okay. And we're living in a time where doesn't seem to be a whole lot of people who subscribe to that. It's like, no, my life is a mess because of everybody else around me. I'm a victim or whatever. We see a lot of that. Okay. But we're also seeing how happy are these people that subscribe to these ideas, that it's everybody else's fault for whatever is happening. I'm not happy because of you. I'm not satisfied because of you. Because this and that thing, that, blah, 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 right? But what does it do? How does it help us grow? It doesn't. All right. So anyway, we just wanted to talk about that for a bit because that's where it's at now. And if we have to learn a mantra or something, that's what yours truly has been doing over here, is like when certain types of energy, and now a lot of us you can feel it. When a certain energy comes moving past, you're like, ooh, ew, I kind of felt something there. We can feel it. And like I said, I'm just like, okay, I have my own, not out loud. That would be ridiculous. If somebody's walking by, you start, pulling out the Sandra May Bullock mantras out loud or whatever. No, that's not going to fly. You're going to make people angry, right? Within ourselves, within our heart. And not dissing on that. If that's your thing, there's a time and a place for that. But probably not when a person who's in a shitty mood is walking past you, unless, that probably would annoy them and actually start a problem. So, but yeah, so that's what works for me right now. It really does. Something that, some thought maybe that you hold on to. I don't even say hold on to, that sounds so desperate. Something that's like a beacon of sorts for you. When you feel that kind of heavy, dark energy coming in around you, go there. Just immediately, don't even, because sometimes what we do is we kind of allow ourselves to drift into whatever that funk is that is around us all of a sudden. Don't even. You got to cut it off quick. Just say, oop, I know what that feeling is. And then just go in. Like we said, see that beacon of light, that whatever the thing is, and focus on that. And it feels so odd. It doesn't as much now because I've been doing it for a few weeks, but it at first it really does. It's just like, but it works. Guys, I'm telling you, it works. It really works. It's almost like all of a sudden your energy, you can't see it. And you might not even really be able to feel it. It might feel like, but you don't stop and think, is this working? No, you just stay with it. Don't think, just stay with it. And you'll see, it's like your energy radiates outward, and the thing that felt like, oh boy, here it comes, for some reason, it fizzles out. It dissipates and it doesn't even happen. You're like, what the hell did I just... Okay, I guess it works. Try it. See what you think. Anyway, that's it. We're going on 20 minutes here. So hopefully this has been informative or encouraging for someone out there. As always, we want to wish you so much love. Bye.